Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be doing a books I want to read in 2021 TBR. So my reading goal for 2021 is 40 books. I know it's not a lot, but I have a lot of school, so I'm hoping to be able to read 40 books. If I'm able to surpass that goal, even better, but my main goal is 40 books. The first book I want to read is Grace and Glory by Jennifer Armentrout. This is the third book in the Harbingen series, and I really can't wait after the arc cliffhanger in the second book. And I don't give synopsis in these books because I'm really bad at it, but I will link these books down below. The next book I want to read is Vows So Bold and Deadly by Bridget Kemmerer. This is the third book in the Curse series or trilogy, I'm not sure. Trilogy. And I really loved the first book. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. The second book I really struggled with, but I'm really hoping I loved the third book, and I hope Bridget redeems Ren for me, because if she does it, I would really be mad. Next, I want to reread The Infernal Devices by Cassandra Clare. I read this series so long ago, in 2017. This is the first series I ever read, and I really miss these characters and I really want to revisit them. And I'm really curious to know if I'm still love this series so much as the first time I read it, because this has been one of my all-time favorite series for such a long time, and I want to see if it's still true. The next book I want to read is House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas, or else the Crescent City series. And I'm really into Sarah J. Maas lately because I read the Avatar series and I loved it. And I really want to try her other series. I'm really hesitant about Crescent City because it's such a big book, but I'm hoping I will love it. Since we started with Sarah J. Maas books, I would also like to mention that I want to read Assassin's Blade and Throne of Glass in 2021. I really want to start the Throne of Glass for such a long time, and if I end up liking the first 2 books, I will continue with the series, even though I don't have it in my TBR. Next is the Selection Trilogy by Kiera Cass. I decided I only want to read the first 3 books because the other 3 are told by a different perspective, and I'm not sure I'm going to like this one. A lot of my friends have read these books and they're saying they're like a trash romance, and I'm a sucker for those. And I really wanted to read it because they're pretty short books and it won't take me a long time, and I'm pretty sure I will enjoy them. I'm not sure about the prince aspect of it because I haven't read many books about that. But if it's the same as movies, I will love them. The next book I want to read is Illuminae by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I have been wanting to read this book for such a long time, but the format of it is really scaring me. I will probably read the book because I can't find a physical copy anywhere in my country, and I have to order it online, and it's just one book and I really don't want to pay the shipping. And I'm really looking forward to it because I have been meaning to start reading more sci-fi books for such a long time, and I'm really hoping I will love it because everyone keeps telling me that it's an amazing book, and I'm really hoping they say. The next book I want to read is The Poppy War by R.F. Kwan. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this correctly, sorry. Everyone keeps posting about these books and they're saying they're incredible. And I'm really anxious to start it and also a little worried because it's about wars and battles and all of that, and I'm not sure if I'm able to keep up because one of my friends in Instagram read it recently and really didn't care about any of the characters or the story, and she didn't like it. But if I read this book, it's about 600 pages. If I read it and I don't like it, it's just a waste of time, and that's what's worrying me, and I'm really hoping I love it. Next, I want to read the Covenant series by Jennifer Armentrout. This is the next series on my list because I'm slowly making my way through all her books. I'm really hoping to read it, but I'm kind of hesitant about this series because it's about demigods and gods and this kind of mythology. And I haven't read many books regarding that. I still need to read Percy Jackson, and I still don't know if I like this kind of books, so I'm kind of struggling. But everyone keeps telling me that the love interest, Seth, is amazing, and I really should give it a try. So I decided to give it a try. Next is Wicked Trilogy by Jennifer Armentrout. This is a face story, and I'm still hesitant about it because face stories are really not my thing, except from Akotar. But I'm really hoping I will love it because Jennifer Armentrout has not disappointed me yet. Every book I have read from her has been 5 stars so far, so I'm not very worried about this one. Titan series is next by Jennifer Armentrout, which is a spin-off of the Covenant series. Everyone keeps telling me that this is way better than the Covenant series, even though it's a spin-off, and I'm starting to realize that Jennifer Armentrout writes her spin-offs even better than the original series, because everyone keeps loving the Lux series, but I loved way more the Origin series, which is the spin-off of the Lux series. The next book I want to read is Vengeful by B. Schwab. I started this book earlier last year, and I was really enjoying it, but it wasn't the right time for me to start this book because I had my mind in the Southern series, I believe, if I remember correctly, and I just couldn't focus on this one to love it properly. So I put it on my 2021 TBR, and hopefully we'll be able to read this before the third book comes out. The next book I want to read is Bloodlines by Richelle Milde. I have read the Vampire Academy series so many times, 3 times I believe. The third read has been this past year, and I have been wanting to start the Bloodlines series for so long, but it's a spin-off about Adrian and the other girl, Sydney. Sorry, my mind is so full of other characters. But I have been saying for years that I'm starting Bloodlines, and I never do. But this year I have made up my mind. I'm starting it, I'm reading it, and I'll hopefully love it. The next book I want to read is A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. And this is the 4th Akotar book, and I can't wait to read it. It's about Cassian and Nesta, and it will be pretty interesting, I believe, but I'm praying for some Farah and recent contact because I really love them and I really want some updates on their lives, if Farah has been pregnant yet and all of that. The next 2 books I want to read is The Daughter of the Pirate King and The Daughter of the Siren Queen by Tricia Levenser. I started obsessing with reading this series after watching a few videos by Peyton Reeds and saw how much she loved these books, and I did some research and saw that it's about pirates, and that's totally sold me because I'm a fanatic fan of Pirates of the Caribbean. And I decided to put it on my 2021 TBR, and hopefully we will be able to read this, but I'm pretty sure I will because it's pretty short books and I'm really looking forward to it. The next book I want to read is The Winner's Curse by Mary Rutkowski. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this correctly. I have seen this trilogy all over Instagram these past few months, and it has really intrigued me. A lot of people say it's too political based, but I'm not sure if I'm going to like that or not. But I'm really hoping I will because from the synopsis, it's a pretty amazing book. The next 2 books I want to read is Kingsbane and Lightbringer by Claire Legrand. I started reading the first book in December with 2 of my friends, and I will put the link down below if you want to check out their Instagram accounts. We decided to read the first book in December, the second book in January, and the third in February. So, of course, these 2 will be on my TBR, and I can't wait to read them. The next book is The Last Magician by Lisa Maxwell. I first found out about this book by A Dash of Us, which is one of my favorite booktubers. And I read the synopsis and I really loved it. They say it's perfect for fans of the TV show Discovery of Witches, which I'm also a fan of, and I can't wait to read this one because it's about time travel and it sounds pretty interesting, but it's kind of a big book and that makes me a little nervous, but hopefully I will be able to read it. The next book is Three Dark Crowns by Kendra Blake. These books are pretty short, 200 pages or so I'm not very intimidated by them, but I'm really afraid that I really won't like it because I started one time, I read on the prologue and I wasn't really that invested, but I'm really hoping to like it because everyone keeps telling that it's an amazing story about these sisters and it's really intriguing for me and I really want to read it. The next book on my list is An Embryo by Saber. Now, this series has been out for such a long time. The first book came out a few months ago and I'm really struggling to read it because I haven't been able to start it. I keep pushing it back, and I'm not reading it. So I made up my mind for this year to at least read the first book to see if I want to continue with the series because everyone keeps saying that it's amazing and hopefully I will love it. The final book on my list is Faber by Adrienne Young. This book has been everywhere in these past few months and it's about pirates and I'm really hoping I will like it, but because many of my friends have read it and they weren't that impressed, they didn't like it very much, maybe 3 stars. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen to me. I hope I will be in the majority of people who loved it. So that's it for my video. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe and stick around for more. Also, if you want to follow my Instagram, bookswithnatasa, and give some love on my post, I would really appreciate it. And I will see you in my next video very soon. Bye!